Sean Loeffler.
Loeffler. Okay, I appreciate that, Sean. We were extremely disappointed because you ended up spraining your ankle. Tell us what happened in that situation.
Well, I was just warming up. I was 4 minutes from making my UFC debut after being a professional mixed martial artist for 12 years. And I was getting in my last hard minute of workout right before I walked out, and did a couple of tuck jumps. As when you jump, bring your knee to your chest. It's like a squat jump that's a little bit more plyometric and explosive. And my foot got caught between two of the mats in a freak accident. My ankle turned over, popped twice. I tried to work it out. It turned over again, blew up to about the size of a pineapple. Everybody saw it on TV.
Oh, yeah, we saw
about
it.
3 minutes after that. And then the UFC and the commission and the doctors came and said, "Kid, you can't walk." And I said, "You know what? Put me on my coach's shoulders," because I throw money out when I walk out. I'm very theatrical, like you said. It is a sport. It's an entertainment sport. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make it entertaining. Put me on my coach's shoulders. I'll throw money out like I always do, and then I'll stand in the middle of the cage like the Karate Kid on one foot. Nobody will even know I'm hurt. When he comes in, we'll just start trading and exchanging. And Joe Silva and Dana White and the commission said, "We can't put you in a fight at that big of a disadvantage no matter how good you are." They're like, "Don't worry, you're a UFC fighter. You signed a 4-fight contract. We're going to put the camera on you with your banner in the background so your sponsors will get some airtime and shout-outs. We'll tell your story on Fuel TV." And they're like, "It sucks," but they're like, "You don't want to go out there on one wheel and fight." And they're like, "And then you'll rehab it, you'll get better, and you'll be fighting in the UFC soon." And they're just like, take a minute and let it out. And so my coach grabbed me. I cried for about 35 seconds because I've waited 12 years for this, and then pulled myself together, and then they put the camera on me, and now I went to the doctor, got the MRI. I tore all the anterior taurofibular ligaments. I tore the what are they called, the medial and the posterior ligaments, and I've got to have surgery on Tuesday, and then 10 days later a second surgery. So It was pretty extensive injury.
Wow. So how long is that going to put you out of commission?
I'll fight in the UFC again in anywhere from 4 to 6 months, realistically. I'll have the immediate surgery. They said 6-week heal time. But with me, I always look at the bright side of things. I'll take some glutamine, I'll take some shark cartilage and some MSM, and I'm assuming that the healing process will take me about 3 to 4 weeks. By a month, it'll be healed, and then I'll start doing some light rehab and then aggressive rehab. And I would say 3 months from now, 3.5 months from now, I'll be training back 100% as if I'm fighting, a week out from then. And then I would say a realistic time frame would be 6 months. I could be UFC ready, 5 months maybe, but 6 months realistic. And there's a UFC in San Diego in August, and that's where I'm from. So that might just be a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
Well, that's awesome. With a record of 25-5, that's pretty impressive. And I'm really excited about seeing what kind of waves you can create in the UFC, because obviously you've got 12 KOs, TKOs, and 12 submissions, so you're a well-rounded fighter. Only one of your wins has gone to a decision, and only one of your losses has gone to a decision. So that means, what I read that to say is, we've got an exciting fighter here. And I know that our listeners and MMA fans everywhere are anxious to see how you can fare out in the UFC and if you can make some waves, because starting out at 29, almost 30 years of age, you can't wait around too long, right? I mean, you're looking to move pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I've fought live on HDNet. I fought on worldwide pay-per-view, I think 9 times. I fought in the only main event on NBC live for Bellator a couple years back. Then I was getting ready for this UFC fight. So I've gone through the process of the biggest shows in the world. Now I'm with the best show and the best company in the world, Zuffa, in the UFC, the pinnacle of sport. I'm ready to make a real title run. I've said it numerous times before. This was another hitch in my life story that a lot of people know about. Before my Bellator fight, my coach was shot and killed in the gym, and now before my UFC fight, I break my freaking ankle, basically in layman's terms, 4 minutes before my UFC debut. But you don't play Pop Warner football, high school football, and college football to play one game in the NFL. You play to end your career there, to win a Super Bowl, and then they go to the Hall of Fame. You don't fight for 12 years to fight one time in the UFC or 4 times in the UFC like my contract says. You fight to get the championship, and like you said, I'm really exciting, and I'm a very high risk, high reward fighter. So I think that's going to be an easy marketing scheme. I've got a rainbow colored mohawk. I'm covered in tattoos. My toenails say KO and are hot pink, and I throw money out when I fight, and I put on a show, because that's just my personality. I'm vibrant and I'm effing crazy, and so it's like it's going to be pretty easy for the UFC when I'm throwing a Superman punch, a spinning heel kick, the flying knee, the hook kick, to axe kick, to flying triangle, to standing back up, to belly to back suplex, to flying.
Sean, you're making me tired. Listen to this.
I think that people will say, dude, we want to see this guy in main events. And once you fight main events, you fight for a championship. Man,
you exhausted me with all those punches. They're just talking about them. But let me ask you a question. Are they saying, because at first I had heard that, okay, this fight's going to be rescheduled and you're going to face Buddy Roberts again. But if you're talking about waiting till maybe August, September, October to get back in the ring, then is it the possibility you're going to face somebody different?
I've said this in numerous interviews. You market a fight when it comes to, talking about Buddy Roberts and future and yada, yada, yada. But me and Buddy Roberts don't have any bad blood. Obviously, we talked a bunch after the fight. I don't expect him to wait around to make his UFC debut 6, 7, 8 months. Realistically, he cut a lot of weight for this fight. He trained his ass off for this fight. He trained Greg Jackson. They're going to want to get him in there soon.
Sure.
And if I were him, I couldn't care less who I fight my first fight, and I'm sure he's the same way. If I were him, they're going to want to get him in there sooner than later. He's prepared, and so I think he's going to want to get a fight right away. I doubt he would want to just wait to fight me in his UFC debut. And why would anybody want to wait to fight me?
Sure.
UFC debut, that's like that's a funeral parlor wish,
Well, let me ask you a question. You've been fighting for a long time, so if you were given, hey, pick your opponent just to show your skills, who would you want to fight?
Anderson Silva.
Oh, wow. That's a good start. Okay.
I mean, like I said, I haven't fought 12 years to fight the ultimate fighter.
Sure.
I'm here to fight the best people in the world, and if somebody wants to test how good is Sean the Destroyer Loeffler, how really good is he, I want to go against the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world and answer the question for myself, too. So if somebody asks you who you want to fight, I want to fight Anderson Silva, man. He's going to retire sometime soon. He's losing his passion for fighting. I want to know how I fare against him. If I have a choice, I want to fight the best, and I do well in situations like that.
So if you, before your injury, would you have been prepared to fight somebody like Anderson Silva?
I'll fight anybody, anytime in the world. I'll fight Anderson Silva. I'll fight Junior Dos Santos. I'll fight John Bones Jones, all at the same time.
All right.
I come from the street, man. I'm a gangster. Like I'm gonna fight. I fight. I fight. When somebody signs a contract, I get kind of offended that they'll fight me. To me, I don't know. I'm just kind of crazy, I guess. If you say you're gonna fight me, to me that's like a slap in the face. That means you think you can actually win, or that you actually want to get in the cage and fight me. You want to fight me. And so, I've been through some stuff. I've been taking some vacations for long times and fought inside places and fought outside of places and been shot and stabbed and been through everything. And you want to fight me, I'll fight you. So, yeah, I'm here to fight, man. You put somebody in there, I hope they're not going to try and be a blanket and lay on top of me. We can keep that stuff for vivid video.
Well, Sean, let me say this. You know what? You sound like a real exciting guy. I'm really looking forward to you fighting. And as that fight approaches, we want to get you back on the show because I really think you're going to make some waves in the UFC. You're going to do well. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Heal up fully, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us here. We wish you the best. Thank you for joining us on MMA Today. And when we hear that you're on the card again, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys especially. I want to thank all my sponsors that have supported me. You guys can get that information on my Facebook or on my Twitter at Sean Loeffler, SeanLoeffler. I want all my fans to know I've gotten tons of support through this, which is amazing, and it does make me feel better. Like with the interviews and the sponsor support and the fan support, like people think that we don't read the Twitters and respond. I respond to every single one, and every single message from everybody about get well or heal up or hope the ankle's better. That really does matter to us because it makes it that our training and stuff does matter to people, whether we fight. And guys like you guys do a great show, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, we appreciate that too. Give us your Twitter again one last time.
It's at Sean Loeffler, SeanLoeffler.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. Thanks for joining us here on MMA Today. We look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Hey, man, the Destroyer loves MMA Today. You guys are the best.
Thanks.